Hi, my name's Ian. I want to welcome you to another 5-minute family devotion here at Engadine and Heathcote Anglican Church. Our 5-minute family devotions, we're going through God's big story, and we're looking at the story of the Bible and how God has been working on each and every page of the Bible to bring us back into relationship with Him once more. Now, God made us to be in relationship with Him, but unfortunately, our sin separates us from God. And over the last 7 weeks, we've been learning about God has been acting through His people all the way through history to bring an end to sin and to bring us back into relationship with Him. Well, yesterday we learnt that a child named Jesus was promised to a woman named Mary. And he was going to be no ordinary child, but he was going to be an amazing child who would save everyone from their sin. And today we're going to learn a little bit more about Jesus from Luke chapter 2. In our world, there are some pretty amazing children. Now, this little boy, his name is Junior, and he's amazing. He was born with an amazing head of hair, something to be jealous about, isn't it? It's pretty amazing, but Junior won't be able to save people from their sin. Or this teenager, his name is Kui Jian Yu. He's pretty amazing too. He solved 3 Rubik's Cubes whilst juggling them. That's pretty phenomenal, but Kui wouldn't be able to save his people from their sin. No, not at all. Well, let's find out how Jesus is truly unique and amazing. Perhaps that'll give us some insight into how He is going to save us. Well, every year, His mother Mary and His father Joseph took Jesus to the city of Jerusalem. It was a long walk from Nazareth to Jerusalem, and lots of people from Nazareth went along too. Now, it was a long way, and they finally arrived at Jerusalem for a special celebration called the Passover. Now, they would stay in Jerusalem until the Passover had ended, and then when it was finished, they would walk all the way back to their hometown in Nazareth. Well, when Jesus was 12 years old, Mary and Joseph and lots of people from Nazareth, they travelled to Jerusalem. And they all travelled together in one big group to celebrate the Passover. But when it was over, they turned and began the long journey back to Nazareth. And after travelling for a little while, this time, Mary noticed that Jesus wasn't with her. So she looked over here, she looked over there, she looked all around, but she couldn't find Jesus. Mary asked Joseph, "Hey, is Jesus with you?" Joseph shook his head. He thought Jesus was with Mary, so Joseph looked over there, he looked over here, he looked all around, but he couldn't find Jesus too. So Mary and Joseph began to panic, and they raced back along the road to Jerusalem. Now, they went to every place they had been with Jesus. They looked over here, they looked over there, they looked all around, but Mary and Joseph still could not find Jesus. For 1, 2, 3 whole days, Mary and Joseph looked but couldn't find Jesus until finally they found Him. Jesus was at the temple. You see, Jesus was in God's temple sitting with the teachers, talking to them and asking them questions. Now, Mary and Joseph were shocked. In fact, everybody who heard Jesus' questions and answers, they were shocked. No one had ever heard a boy talk like Jesus. There was something special about Jesus. Mary said to Jesus, "Your father and I have been worried. We've been looking everywhere for you." But Jesus replied, "Didn't you know that I'd be in my Father's house?" But Mary and Joseph didn't quite understand what Jesus was saying. Boys and girls, Jesus was amazing. Jesus shocked people by what He knew about God. No one had ever heard a 12-year-old talk like that before. He talked like God was his Father. But Jesus talked like this because Jesus was God's own Son. Jesus only ever perfectly obeyed His Father God. He knew everything there was to know about God. And yet, He came to save us from our sin. Now, I wonder how He was going to do that. We'll keep watching and we'll find out how Jesus is going to do that over the next couple of days. Now, in a couple of seconds, a couple of questions are going to come up on the board. And as a family, I want to invite you to read, to think, and to pray. And pause the video as you do each one of those together as a family. And if you're watching along at home, please either like the video or subscribe or do whatever it is, or send us a photo to say that you're watching, and we'll say g'day to you.